Hello! Just making sure that this works because it's gotten me in the past where, perfect, I think I'm live. Hello, my name is Sabrina. I am here with the Whale and Dolphin Conservation in our North American office located in Massachusetts. Just making sure you guys can hear me correctly. I'm just going to wait a little bit for some more people to join us, especially since I just jumped right on at 3 o'clock. Um, So, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to be waiting for a few minutes for some more people to join us because today we're going to be talking about what you can do to help whales, to help save whales, or how to really protect the whales too. It really is one of our most popular questions, and so um, it just is. It's really important. It's top of people's minds sometimes. So I want this to be as interactive as possible. If you guys can hear me, just say, yeah, I can hear you. You sound great. I also would love to hear where the people are watching from. So if you want to comment what city, what state, what country you're watching from, I absolutely love to read the comments just to see where everyone is learning their whale facts. Um, so yeah, just waiting a little bit, make sure it's working okay. I don't think there's been any comments yet, so. But I just want to wait a little bit, like I said, um, just for some other people to join us. And if you could comment and just say, hey, I'm from the so and so, and if you have kids with you, I absolutely would love to know that. Um, just because I would like to know what kind of age groups am I talking to. Today is going to be focused more for some older people, not necessarily elementary age. We're looking more at middle school age or older, just because it's ways that people can get ready and ways for people to help so that they can help save whales as well. So I'm just going to wait a few more seconds for some people to join us. Again, my name is Sabrina. I am the program associate here with the Whale and Dolphin Conservation in our North American office located here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's kind of weird being at the office by myself. We have closed the office, but it's a good place to do a live stream. So it definitely is helpful. But I just kind of want to jump into it now. Um, I recently heard a quote from Winston Churchill that said, never waste a good crisis. And the more I thought about that, the more I really, really did like that quote. Now, the whole word good can definitely be argued. Really don't think there's such a thing as a good crisis, but the more that you think about it, the more it is really, really beneficial because this is a great time to kind of relook and make sure that everything is working in your life. So this is a good time for people to reconnect with your family members that you're kind of stuck with, or maybe it's a good time to work on that project that you've been pushing off for so long. Maybe time for some self-care, so do a face mask and that kind of stuff. But it also is a great time for you to kind of kickstart your at-home activism, or more or less to become a whale warrior. Um, so just in that kind of introduction, again, my name is Sabrina. I work here for the Whale and Dolphin Conservation. I'd love for you people to comment and just say where you're from or what age group is watching. It's really helpful for me to see it as well. So to kind of start things off, one of the best ways that you can start when it comes to helping whales is by educating yourself. um, and to also start, I did do some whale yoga to begin, and so you know what? Let's do some whale yoga. I mentioned some self-care, and let's get up. Come on, you guys need to get up too. So to start to educate yourself, Um, Whales are very big and they have long, big flippers. So go ahead and stretch, go to the side like you did, go to the other side. Um, it is good to get some stretching in because whales do a lot of traveling themselves and they probably get sore too. And so get that whale yoga going. Maybe that's a good self care thing to do by yourself. Um, so, like I said, to kick things off, one of the best ways you can start is by educating yourself. Now, there's so much to know when it comes to whales. Um, you almost don't know where to start, but sometimes it helps to just start from the basics. So, how big are whales, or how long do whales live for? That kind of stuff. So, you can check out, there are some really great resources. Whales.org is a great resource. So, that's our website for whale and dolphin conservation. But in our educational resources page, we do have a section of some of our other organizations too. So they have some great information about where to start when it comes to educating yourself. So by really having that information that you need, you can then start to educate others. So you have those statistics, you have that base knowledge, then that it's a great time for you to use that knowledge and then try and talk to some of your family and friends. Now, social media is huge. Um, Great. Looks like we have some other people from all of the United States, Louisiana, Florida. Awesome. Glad you guys are joining. So social media, at times it can be pretty intimidating. I'm not sure if you guys are like me, where maybe you're trying to stay away from social media right now. It's kind of a scary world. But it also is a really, really great tool. If you think about it, your social media is a collection of all of your friends and your family. These are the people that trust you. So if you post information or if you share some content about whales, people that trust you then know that that information is valid and they should check it out too. And then from there, maybe you just sparked an interest in whales in your grandmother or in your friend from sixth grade that you never really talked to, but they were like, huh, that's a really cool statistic. I'm going to have to remember that. And so from there, you can really, really spark a wildfire when it comes to it. Blackfish is honestly one of a really, really great example of that. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Blackfish is a documentary that was made, I believe, like mid 2000s, and it looks into the issues about captivity when it comes to SeaWorld. Um, so they did their research, they really looked into these, um, and from there, it really sparked a wildfire. Wildfire. Oh, I can't talk today. Holy cow. Um, it sparked outrage really in people. So they posted on their social media, other people saw that, people were fired up about it. So then they looked into it, they started posting, and it went absolutely crazy. And so you really do have this strength and this power when it comes to social media and what you can teach people. Now, the next thing is you can read as much about whales, you can share those posts about whales, but the next step, if you want to be just that next level advocate, is to sign. So, whale and dolphin conservation and a number of other organizations, such as Defenders for Wildlife, Conservation Law Foundation, we get to be the super cool middleman when it comes to the government and then the general public. So, there's times where the government needs to fix things to help protect whales. And to be honest, like the whole policy world is complex. It is so intense, and half the time I can't even follow it. So um, it is helpful to have that middleman to kind of explain what's going on and why we need to tell the government that they should protect whales. And that's where WDC comes in. So we occasionally have these petitions where we are reaching out to the public to help sign the petition so that we can bring it back to the government and say, look, 500 people signed on that we should protect whales. So come on, let's do it. Um, and so we just want to get that next level of people to share those petitions and to also make sure that they're signing them too. A great example is right now we actually have a petition running for the critically endangered southern resident orcas. Do we have any Pacific Northwest people out there? Anybody from Washington or Oregon or British Columbia, Canada? Or I think, yeah, British Columbia sounds good, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Um, anyway, yeah. Well, so basically, there's a super endangered species of like a section of orcas out there. There really is not a whole bunch of them left, and Colleen Weiler is our orca fellow, and she is a champion when it comes to the policy side of orcas. So currently, we have this petition going on about um, looking at a specific river area called Snake River, and there's a number of dams in there. Basically, we want to try and help to restore the Chinook salmon population so that the orcas can eat. The orcas love salmon. That's their favorite snack. And the problem is that it's a bit difficult for them to get to the food. It's not necessarily the dams that are causing the problem, but a bunch of other things. And that's kind of where policy gets a little hairy. There's specific wording and stuff. Um, and so it could be difficult. So we currently have a petition on our website. We'll post it in the comments later. And oh, awesome, somebody's sent it. And basically, we're just trying to get that next level for you to be able to have a voice for these orcas. In that webpage, you can read about the orcas, you can educate yourself so that you can properly educate others to sign the petition, and then we could be like, yeah, save Southern residents. They're awesome. Um, Let orcas have their snacks, basically, is what we're trying to get at. So the policy thing can be really complicated, but we really would love to have people to speak up, to use their voice that they have to talk to the government. Now, another awesome way that people can become advocates, and this is for any age, is postcards. So, for example, yep, there you go. We have these postcards that we created for largely for kids to use so that they can color on them. And then we are able to send these to the Congress people or to their whoever they have in their section. So regardless of their state, everyone has a House of Representative, everyone has a Senate seat. So we can take these postcards, kids can color on them, adults can color on them. They can say why they love whales, and then we can send it to the representative. It then takes a whole next personal level when it comes to things. And the representatives are able to fully kind of look and see, it carries weight, really. They take that much more personally than just if somebody, Joe Schmo, wrote a letter, or even if WDC submitted a letter saying, hey, you should do this, this, and this. It makes a whole different story when it comes to actually having kids or people sit down and send these postcards. So that's kind of the policy side of things. It is difficult when it comes to it, but you have a voice and you can use that voice. And it is one of the coolest things when it comes to policy and voting, really. Voting can not only help protect other bunch of other awesome things, but just looking and educating yourself about the various candidates and what they believe in and what they should put their faith and their money into as well. Now, the whole thing is that you don't have to be on the coast to protect whales. I know we might have some Midwest folk watching. We might have some people from Ohio or from Michigan. And frankly, I'm from Michigan myself. If so, if my future self told me, Sabrina, like, you should care about whales, honestly, I might look at them and be like, why? There's no whales in the Great Lakes. Or if you're in a landlocked state or something, if you're from Nevada or something, you'll be like, why should I care about whales? Obviously, they're not there. But you can still make a big difference when it comes to it, even if you don't live by the coast. Honestly, whales are kind of universal. There's so much love when it comes to it that regardless of where you are, people just kind of have the secret love of whales. They're mysterious. We don't know a whole bunch about them. And one of a good way to kind of get a conversation started, if you want to talk about whales, is whale poop. Honestly, it could be super cool because give you my short synopsis because you can check out our post on Monday all about baleen and whale poop. But basically, whale poop helps to fertilize phytoplankton, which then creates oxygen. So really, by saying that yes, whales should poop more and eat more, then it is fertilizing that plankton, and that means that we get to breathe oxygen, which I don't know about you guys, but I like to breathe oxygen. And so it honestly, like, what a cool conversation starter. Sitting down at the a kitchen table or wherever you want, like, hey, did you know whale poop is super cool, super important? um, it can kind of segue you into starting to educate other people and then try and get them to also make some advocate or policy decisions as well. So that's kind of an intense part of when it comes to whale advocates, but really you can start at any level. Now, there's also very general basic things that you can do too to help save whales. Recycling. That really is one of a great way to not only help ocean, but also to help the ocean critters too as well. It is beneficial. Next time you are going to recycle though, is to check out your local guidelines in your city or your state, just to see what actually is what can be recycled at that time. Because people may think that they're helping out, but they don't actually it may not actually be able to be recycled. So just by checking it out, learning a little bit about what can and can't be recycled can be really beneficial as well. Another really cool way that you can help out is my word, but this probably isn't coined by me, is just by doing some plugging, if you will. If you're an active person, you like to walk a lot, or maybe you like to run, why don't you pick up some trash while you're doing it too? I actually just did this a couple of days ago. I put a little uh, paper bag or a plastic bag into my sweatshirt. And as I was running, you just kind of pick up the trash that you see and make sure you wash your hands because it's a kind of a gross time right now. So make sure you wash your hands after. But it really is amazing how much trash is around when you see. And really, if you think about it, that trash is not going to sit there forever. It eventually may go into our water system or get stuck in our sewer system, places we don't want it to be. So just by doing some simple steps like that can be really beneficial. Lastly, I'm not gonna lie, things like reusable cups are really awesome. They're a great place to get started. So this is our reusable water bottle that we have for sale. But it can really be any of them. I know that they make great birthday and Christmas gifts for people, and just kind of get in the habit of grabbing your reusable water bottle instead of grabbing another one. Or another shameless plug is a reusable bag. Okay, everyone, go. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, so all it takes is just one little step to kind of start to make those changes. And if you're like, yo, Sabrina, I am way past reusable mugs. I'm way past. I bring my bags every time. Um, that's awesome. I'm so glad. There's always one extra step you can do though. So another great way to kind of help whales is because it's spring, is to start to get outside. Um, Gardening, really. So not only it's as the weather gets warmer, why not start to create your own garden? So then you're actually creating produce that you can use. And honestly, let me tell you, as a proud plant mom, it is one of the most greatest things when you hold that fruit or that veggie in your hand and you're like, yeah, I made this. So then you're saving money, you're helping out the environment a little bit, and you also get a super awesome feeling when it comes to it too. Another cool thing is, and this is starting to become really popular over in the Pacific Northwest, but I think we should bring it here too, is rain gardens. So as you're spending the time out at home, because we should all stay home right now, and as the weather starts to get nicer, why not look at landscaping a little bit differently? So a rain garden is basically as water comes running off of our roads and our sewers and stuff, it brings a lot of pollution as well. So this rain garden is helping to trap a lot of that pollution so that the water runs off much cleaner. And really anything that falls down into our earth gets run off and then ends up in our oceans. So pollution or just this runoff pollution is starting to become a really big issue that people are trying to address. So why not kind of rearrange, do some gardening, get your green thumb on, and build some rain gardens, or check out some of your local native wild plants and start to plant some of your native plants there as well. It can help attract the native birds, native bugs, and help create this super awesome ecosystem just in your backyard. Um, so if you're like, Sabrina, like gardening is not my thing, I can't do it. Anything I touch dies. Completely fine. Um, Another really, really good thing that maybe we should start to look into is, especially right now, as we're home a lot of the time and we're probably using a lot of electronics, is to maybe just take an hour and shut your electronics off. If you're not using it or if it's a non essential electricity right now, shut it off. Save some energy. And in turn, little by little, that will help actually add up to a lot of electricity that you may save in the future. So sorry, phone's ringing if you can hear that. If you're listening, stop calling. I'm not going to be able to pick up. um, so honestly, another and lastly, this is my last little tiny tip that maybe you can check out is as we're home, composting might be a pretty good thing to start. I don't know about you guys, but composting scares me a little bit. I don't know how it works. I don't know what I need, but I have the time right now to sit at home, read up on it, and then I might even have the time to actually build what I need. Composting not only helps to contribute to less trash in our garbages, but it also can help create super awesome soil that if you're a gardener or if you like to garden, you can then use for your super awesome rain garden that you built or something like that. So little by little, just start small. It's really intimidating when it comes to saving the whales and that kind of stuff. And even if you said, "Hey Sabrina, I chose to not use a plastic straw when I went to get my coffee today." That's awesome. That means that there's one less straw being used, and you could be like, "Yeah, this one's for Delilah." Or if you have a favorite whale species, say, "Hey, this one is for blue whales because they're awesome." Or something like that. Just start small and take those small steps so that little by little, next thing you know, you're going to be like, whoa, I haven't been using this, this, and this. And that is incredible. I know that I was a person that started out very, very basic. I came from the Midwest, um, and it's a little bit different in the Midwest. So just by taking those little tiny steps, you can build up and be a whale advocate. You can be that whale warrior. Now, this can be really for any age too. By teaching your kids, or if you're a kid that's watching, you can start small as well. Youth activism is amazing. You have that chance to become the next Jacques Cousteau or the next Sylvia Earle, the next amazing whale researcher. And it's just by starting, by reading that whale book that you're super interested in, or watching the documentary about blackfish or other documentaries that we'll be posting later, hopefully. Um, Use the resources that you have and start to learn about these things because you can help really change the world. There's something magical and universal when it comes to whales. They're they're amazing. Like I said, that we don't know a whole bunch about them, and so it's something uniting when it comes to regardless of where you are in the world, um, you can still get to interact with people and say, "Hey, you should protect whales because whale poop is super cool," and all of those kind of things. Whales truly are the superheroes of our planet when it comes to the whale poop kind of thing. And in turn, if you are helping whales, that means that you are also a superhero as well. Our favorite slogan is save the whales, save the world, because they are pretty amazing. So that's a little bit about my spiel today. I wanted to keep it kind of short because it's Friday, and I don't know about you guys, but it's a beautiful day today in Massachusetts. Stay inside. I mean, don't stay inside, stay in your yard, don't interact with people. But I wanted to give some pretty easy tips or hopefully some next level tips for you to start to become that whale advocate, for that whale warrior, if you will. Um, I'm so glad that you guys joined us. And next week, we are looking to do more of these. So if you have younger kids, we're hoping to do more elementary level Facebook Live videos next week. Don't hold me to it, but right now, I think we're going to be talking about whale species. So giving some fun facts about all different types of whales so you can start to get that baseline education that I was talking about. And we also are looking to talk about whales are mammals. So super basic. Reach out to those younger elementary kids. But really, if you guys have an idea of a Facebook Live video that you want to listen to, that you think you would be really interested in, let us know. I would love to hear it in the comments. Let us know what topics we should talk about. And if you guys have any questions, I also encourage you, I'll stay on for a little bit and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Otherwise, like I said, I really encourage you guys to just check us out on our website. I forgot to mention another great way to really start to help whales is also by supporting organizations like ours. We are a 501c3 registered nonprofit. And I know things are really tough right now, honestly. Like I completely understand it. You things are really rough. And so you can be supporting our organization in other fun and different ways. So we've had people donate their Facebook money before or something, or we've had lemonade stands or bake sales, all sorts of stuff. We also have whale adoptions that can make really fun birthday gifts or Christmas gifts or graduation gifts, all sorts of stuff. To say that you gave someone a whale is kind of cool. And in turn, it's also supporting our work that we're doing, that policy work that I'm talking about, that kind of stuff. So I just had to kind of add that in there too. But if you guys have any questions, I would love to hear them. You can just send them in the comments or whatever. And if I don't answer it now, I'll get into it later on. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us again today. We'll see if they have any good questions so far. Yay. If you guys are looking for something right now, you can sign that petition. Any age can sign that petition, and any country can sign it too. You don't have to be a US citizen to sign the petition. So you definitely want to check it out at least. Be that first step to be a whale warrior, if you will. Otherwise, I cannot wait to talk to you guys next week, and I hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend. Bye.